Ati unasema dem alifanya nini?
Katia dem. Kaingia box.
Akaingia box.
Yes.
Aliingia. Lakini hakuwa proud. Ati hizi ni introduce kwa mabeste yake, juu niko na scars. Sina outlook mzuri.
Mnapatana tu kwa giza.
Exactly.
Una outlook mzuri na uko tu sawa.
Sasa niko na scars, mabeste yake watamchukulia aje?
What? Okay, yeah, kupendi huyo. Siyaseme tu hivyo.
Exactly, that's how it ended up.
Did it hurt you?
Of course it did. Actually,
But sometimes it's a honest opinion. This lady is afraid of scars.
Self-esteem yangu iliisha. I stayed for long without hata kukatia msichana.
But don't worry.
Yeah.
Kama kuna mtu pale mbele wako.
Uko unanyonga tu.
Hello guys, welcome to Behind the Smile. I'm your host Charity Model.
And I'm your host Doc Amor.
And today we have an amazing guest. So I'd like him to introduce himself.
Hi, my name is Samuel and I'm honored to be here today.
You're honored to be here. Hata sisi tumefurahi kukuona.
Asante.
So Sam, you know we are talking about Behind the Smile. We invited you here so that you can share your story.
Yes.
So now you're free. Unaweza sasa anza story.
Okay.
Tupe chai. Tupe chai.
What's behind the smile?
What's behind your smile?
What's this that is making you sad behind your smile?
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know where to begin, but I always say that there is always what we call scars to strength. A lot of people are going through a lot of things that they cannot actually come out clearly and talk about them. I recently had a chat with a good friend of mine, and they were telling me behind everyone who is wearing clothes, there's a lot that is
Going on
inside their bodies, inside I think that is happening. 12 years ago, something terrible happened to me. I fell in love, I think, with, I don't know whether to say the right person or to the wrong person, but I wasn't born the way I look today. But I appreciate the way I am today because it has taken a lot of strength, courage, and it has been a journey up to where I am today. So I came to Nairobi back in 2011 from Ushago.
Okay.
By then I didn't even have any type of knowledge of how to survive in Nairobi. So my cousin had hosted me. And during that period I met a certain lady that I fell in love with.
And this is in which part of Nairobi?
This was in Embakasi area. I was living in Pipeline, to be specific.
Okay.
So during that time I fell in love with someone and we started to live together like boyfriend and girlfriend. Because we were sharing a similar story, a background story of where we come from, what we've gone through primary school, high school, and all that.
Sure, the vibe was vibing.
The vibe was vibing, exactly. And we were living, okay. I was working by then. I had like a small job that was able to sustain me and her, kinda, in Nairobi. But unfortunately, alikuwa na issues zake that I didn't know. So to me...
She was working as well?
No, she wasn't working.
Oh,
she was
a housewife.
Yeah, not really a housewife. Say my housewife.
A house girl.
Yeah, although after some time I made it official.
And she was happy.
She was happy.
Yeah, okay.
According to me, I was looking at the way things were. I didn't know she had her own things. And for your information, she was my first love. I had never had any other girlfriend before
you know
her.
About first love.
So I'd given her the whole of me. Na nikajisahau pia mimi.
Okay.
So during that period, we were dating between 2011 and around 2012, somewhere there.
Yeah.
Something terrible happened. She was cheating on me and I came to know about it. But because of my background and how I was raised, I'm not supposed to shout at a woman or to start becoming, violent or that. I just confronted her in a very good way that this and this is happening. but she denied. But there was
Even
evidence
receipts.
and receipts.
Yeah.
By then I didn't even know what is a smartphone. I was using a Mulika Music,
Yeah.
but we used to share the same phone.
Mhm.
So una chat na mtu unasahau kufuta. So when I'm using the phone the next day I'm able to find some of the siku hizi kuna hata screenshot mtu anaweza
Unaweza ona.
anaweza jiweka.
Evidence.
Exactly. So I used also to hear from neighbors that this and this is happening actually in your house, but I used to ignore because niko like hawa wanataka
So she was bringing people to your house.
exactly.
Ooh.
And
That's
there was a
terrible.
specific person that who was a frequent in that house. Unfortunately, the guy alikuwa ameambiwa mimi ni kazini yake, so we live in like nimemhost
Like brother and sister.
Exactly. I used to work at a club in Syokimau. I was a bartender. So I used to have sometimes day shifts, sometimes I have night shifts. Sometimes unaweza zicombine ndio utengeneze pesa ya maana that can sustain us in Nairobi. So you realize sometimes you're home, you're tired, school go off, you want to go say hi to some few friends, relatives or in Nairobi, vitu kama hizo. That's when she was now taking advantage of the whole situation. So when I decided now to dig deeper and now nitoe story ya huyu mtu nampenda, that's when now I realized shit had been happening. So we had
But
issues.
previously, you just brushed it off.
I just brushed it off.
You said maybe these people are just
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mtu
against.
napenda.
They're just against our relationship.
Exactly. So when I came now to realize, and even the guy called me at some point actually.
He did.
He did.
The gods, okay.
Called me and he was like, I want to marry your cousin. And then I was like, which cousin? And who are you, by the way? So I introduced him. So the name sounded familiar to me because I had seen it on the phone.
On the chat.
On the chat, exactly.
Okay.
So I told him, that is not my cousin. I don't know. This chick ni cousin yako aliniambia umemhost too. I'm like, no, that is my girlfriend for information. He's like, no, mimi niliambiwa ni cousin ya cousin yake. So nikamwambia, no, to cut it short, me I have no time to waste. Nilikuwa job that time. Haina haja we keep on arguing over small things. Maybe you're pranking me or nikai brush off. But I called because hakuwa na simu. I called a neighbor to pass
The info.
that namtafuta.
Yes.
So akaenda akampata kwa nyumba akampea simu tukaongea the same story, but she was shocked how comes the guy had even called me. So we started an argument, blah 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 blah. So when I got fed up completely, I told her it's better we part ways in good terms.
Was she giving in and saying that she was with this other person?
Yeah, at some point she admitted.
Because the truth is already out, so she
admitted.
can't lie.
She admitted, and the moment she admitted, I was kind of leveraging between forgiving and staying with her, or forgiving and letting her go. So I was in that fix whereby I was not able to make a quick decision. So I was hurting, and I'm still loving this person.
Yes.
So I felt like I should hold on to this. People make mistakes.
You're sort of in a denial mode.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I tried to talk to a few friends of mine on the same matter, and they were for the idea of, you're too young for this drama. Very, very young. I was 20 years old, for information. 20 years. So you're too young. You still have a long way to go. So these aren't the end of the life. So you'd rather, mikono useme imeenda. And that's what I did. So
let's take a short drink, kidogo, we breathe, and then we process the rest. This is too heavy already. This is
So by that time I was making that decision, we had already moved out of Pipeline area. I was now living within Syokimau area because the club I used to work was within that area.
You had upgraded kidogo.
Not really. It's just the area, but I was living in we call them aluminium houses. Exactly. But now it was within my area of operation, so it was just like a walking distance.
It was easier for you.
It was easier for me, but unfortunately, it's kind of she wasn't comfortable with where I was living. I think I was the one forcing issues there. Anyway, it was by then. So when I moved to that area, she was not a frequent. Because sometimes she'd come, at that time, mara nimeenda kwa auntie yangu, but you realize ni auntie in quotes. She has not been to the auntie's place. Anyway, I didn't dig deeper to the auntie's level, to her friends, because I'm not that kind of a person who will fulani ameniambia kwa kwako ni ukweli, you know. No, I don't. I'll just put that trust, but when you break it, that's it.
Yeah.
So the moment I now decided to really quit this relationship, she had spent the night at my place. But we argued almost the whole night. But in the morning I decided I'm making a decision that at the end of the day I'm not gonna live with you anymore. Wacha iniume vile itaniuma, but nikuwe na peace of mind. So that day,
it must have been a very beautiful girl,
yenyewe kupenda mtu si mchezo.
Ama ni falling in love. For real.
Yeah. So it was on 17th of October 2012. I was supposed to report to work at 2. Ingie shift ya 2, nitoke around 10 ama 12. Depending on yule mtu mwingine wa kunitoa ataingia saa ngapi. Then we had agreed that yenyewe haiwezi work. So you pack whatever you feel is yours and uende kwa uzuri. Tunaweza kutana kesho. People still talk, you know. We never know kama tutarudiana ama what will happen. But sina ubaya nawe. But yeye alikuwa na ubaya na mimi. And she would swear that time tukiongea that haezi niacha tu hivyo. So the word haezi niacha hivyo, I took it so lightly. It's out of anger, anaongea hivyo juu tumeachana, you know. I took it so lightly. And I used to cook with paraffin. Couldn't afford gas. Hiyo time ilikuwa masongo. Although my cousin had given me a gas nikihama kwake, but I couldn't afford to refill it. So I went back to using my stove. So I used to buy, it's a habit that my dad showed me. My dad is a teacher. So every end month alikuanga anaenda na mtungi anabai ile ya 5 liter ya mafuta ya taa. So we can use it like almost 2-3 weeks or even sometimes the whole month. So I developed that habit. It is cheaper. So I used to buy mafuta hivyo pia. Mob na eka.
Yeah.
That day,
you know, mafuta you can buy up to 10 shillings, 20 shillings.
Yeah.
30 bob.
Ilikuwa 2011 bado?
That's 2012.
2012,
That's
okay.
2012 now. So I remember well, sikuwa na matchbox that day. But kulikuwa na mafuta kwa nyumba. But haikuwa kwa 5 liter jerrycan. It was, nilikuwa sasa transfer to a 500 ml.
Was she still in your house?
Yes, she was. Those are things that happened before. I mean, the kutoa mafuta kwa the 5 liter jerrycan to the other. Ile tu you just organizing your house. But everything was just plain. So that day I was supposed to take breakfast in the house and then I go to work. That never happened because I couldn't go matchbox and because alikuwa amespend kwangu but I'd come late in the house. So nilikuwa bado na uchovu. So I felt like I can still take breakfast from job. So after that argument, she had already packed. She's there, you know, arguing and Aliyah, saying things that I cannot actually comprehend. And I gave her 2,000 shillings. She told me I'm transport and she cannot go back to her auntie's place. So she has to go back to Shago or Mamake. All right, okay. Me mbele nyuma, I have this money. I think this one will be enough for you. Give her 2,000 shillings. Instead of her going home, alitoka nje. With my phone bado. She made a few calls. But akaenda kwa shop kubai matchbox. But then a matchbox was costing 3 shillings. So with 1,000, zakuwa na pesa nyingine. With 1,000 kwa shop na ni kama kibanda, huwezi pata hiyo change.
Yeah, of course.
Then hawakuwa wanamjua vile. So there is no, mimi ningeenda nipewa matchbox nilipe later.
Yeah.
But yeye angepewa. So she came back. On her way back, aliingia kwa jirani. That one I could hear it well. At that time, nilikuwa nimelala kwa bed. Miguu iko chini, but the whole other part iko kwa bed. You just relax na ngoja mtu atoke. Then pia mimi nijipe shughuli.
It was a day of leaving the house.
Yeah. was on a Wednesday actually. So akapitia kwa jirani akaomba matchbox. Of course walikuwa wanajuana na jirani hizi mwingine. Akapatiwa matchbox. So on our way coming, she said, because nyumba yangu ilikuwa like hapa and then the jirani is here. So I could hear what is happening from that side.
Yeah. And provided it's an aluminium house.
Exactly. Yeah. So akaomba tu matchbox akapatiwa. Kwa akili yangu nothing is clicking. Nothing. Mimi nisha settle, toka nifunge nyumba, mimi I'm done with you. On our way aliita huyo madam Mama Mwangi, remember that name?
The jirani now.
Yes, the jirani. Unajua naweza ua. So Mama Mwangi laughed. Like, ai wewe Lucy, unaweza ua nini? Hata kuku unashindangwa kuchinja. Some ndio uchinja. So at that point nothing still is clicking kwangu. So you know wanaongea ni kama they're making fun.
It's sort of a ridicule.
Yeah. So when she came immediately to the house, hata kukuisha 45 seconds. Me, I just found myself tumemwagiwa mafuta. Kaniingia kwa macho. It was so irritating. So the moment nilisha mkono hivi, I think nilishikanga towel ama ni sweater. Nijipanguza nini uso because of that irritation.
Yeah.
But by the time I'm doing all that, nilikuwa nishawashwa.
Ni mafuta sasa hiyo ya nini?
Ile mafuta. Exactly.
You were set on a flame already.
Yes, I was already doused. Now already I'm burning. So by the time I get to realize whether she's the one amefanya hivyo, the damage is already caused. So the bed is on fire, my curtain is on fire, and every other thing I'm touching.
And yourself, you're on fire as well.
I'm also on fire. So I'm trying to salvage myself with anything, nijizime, because the pain was too much. So nikazunguka kwa nyumba, because at that time my mind is not even thinking of what to do. Nikatoka nje, I found a drum there with water. I just nikachota. There was I think it was a jug ama nini. Nikajimwagilia. But then she had already run away. But unfortunately I was making a lot of noise. Neighbors heard, wakamkimbiza na akashikwa. So by the time she was being brought back to where we were staying, me, I didn't know what was going on. So nikachukuliwa na neighbors. I was taken to, we passed through Mlolongo police station. I think that is the last thing I remember. But she was still in the same car with us. That was taking me to the hospital. So the police wakasema nipeleke hospitali. She remains there. And then nikapelekwa Shalom. So from there I don't actually remember exactly all the episodes what happened, because it's kind of I was put to sleep because of the pain that I suffered at that degree burn.
That degree is big.
So I suffered at that degree. So I got admitted there. I stayed in the hospital for 43 days. Yes, 43 days.
That's a month and a half.
A month plus.
A month and a half.
Discharged now. But you know, burn management is also another, I don't know which word to use. It needs a lot of care and a lot of attention. So mistakes happened during that process. So I got what you call the contractures.
Yeah, contractures, yeah.
Yes.
The complications of burns.
Yeah, so nikapona nikiwa hivi, nimeshikana hivi, and then even the hands. So if I have to move, lazima
because again I think you are being treated on a bed.
Exactly.
And you are in that position.
Yeah. By then demo alikuwa ameachiliwa. Yes. I remember police coming hospitali. Wakaniuliza maswali. By then I don't know what was wrong with the police in force or whatever. They wanted me to write the statement, handwritten by me, but I couldn't because even my
your hands were burnt.
Zote zilikuwa burnt. Zilikuwa zote already ni kama vidonda.
Yes.
I can't write. So I narrated everything to them. They wrote down my statement. Na wakaenda nayo. Unfortunately, at the police station, that is Mlolongo, the lady had given out different narratives. I was given 3 actually. That one, yeye ndo ameniacha na nikaamua kujiua. Okay? The second one was maisha imetukalia ngumu Nairobi and we decided to kill ourselves. But she has no scar anyway. The third one was that stove imelipuka kwa nyumba
na ikakuchoma wewe peke
ikanichoma
yako.
mimi peke yangu.
Wewe peke yako.
So I don't know how influential the family was because she was not presented in court.
Your
But-
case was even never had.
Yeah.
My case was never heard. Nikatoka hospitali, nikafuatilia hiyo kesi. It has never happened up to date. So I followed with the case was being had at Mavoko Law Courts. The file ikaletwa, tukaiangalia. Demo aliachiliwa on an act that I don't know, you cannot bring that case back. But I never went to court as a complainant or even as a witness. To
Even the list should have been, the case was just supposed to be heard in court.
Yeah.
The list.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it never
It never happened.
happened. So we tried to
Meaning the police were the judge,
exactly.
they were the
So how bad is
prosecutor.
the nini? Is the ban?
It was bad. Right now I'm okay. I'm not actually 100% okay, but I appreciate where I am.
So let's say it was on the front side.
It was up
I
to
think it's on his
the chest,
social media. Yeah.
all the way to here, and then mikono hadi hapa, na hapa, and then the hands and a part of my leg here.
Yeah.
I've been through 13 surgeries to get where I am.
13.
So we did a lot of skin graftings, and they didn't give us the desired result. We now the last year, that's when now I decided to approach a consultant,
Plastic
surgeon
Yeah.
now to get to understand better how well they can work out that issue. Then I managed to get one of the best around. But it's very costly.
It's a plastic
Last
surgery
year-
is very, very costly.
Last year alone we spent almost 2.4 million just to get that neck back and that neck to be able to move freely. So last
So all the
year
way from 2012, you solved it in 2020.
in 2023 last year.
2023.
Yes. So between August and December last year, nilifanyiwa 4 surgeries. The
Reconstructive.
first, reconstructive. So the first one, they called it supraclavic procedure, which now they had to harvest a tissue from here.
The skin.
Not actually, they picked the old tissue with its vein, and then it was not, the veins were not disconnected, then it was adjusted to this part. So I had a vein inapita hapa, yenye na supply blood to the new tissue that is attached to the neck now. Unfortunately, I developed a condition during that process, hematoma. So I had a lot of bleeding. So one part of that tissue died, and another part remained alive. So that means I have to undergo another surgery again. So they did a cleaning process, and then I was booked in for another procedure. So now they had to remove the whole thing again, ibaki ikiwa kama wound for 2 weeks, and then I come back for procedure. So now the last procedure that was done is what gave us what you can see. So they had to harvest a tissue again from here. They moved the arteries and everything. It's a procedure that took 10 hours. Then now ikaekelewa, then ikashonwa. Conditions on how you're going to sleep. I stayed in hospital for 7 days. There are angles you're supposed to sleep so that part does not tear up. Then I'm put into very strong painkillers. The pain is really a lot. It's too much. To a point of you cannot really pin down where the pain is coming from. So when they did that, it gave us at least what you can now
Actually, you
see.
look better now.
Yeah. 'Cause-
Nobody will actually know you've been from surgery by just
Yeah.
looking.
Sure.
Yeah.
So that's what they did last year, and it gave us this result that now you're able to see. However, as per the consultant, reconstructive surgery, especially for burns, it's not a one-off thing. Sometimes you'll have to keep on doing them.
Yeah.
Why? My skin is growing, I'm also growing. Sometimes the tightness comes back. So from last year, I was able to move well, but now right now you can see there is another contractor that has developed on this year, and there's another one all the way stretching to this part. Although it is not that serious, I'm able to move. Of course, that is what I wanted from day one, because from here to get to here, it's a journey, and that's how it has been.
So the lady, about the lady, has she ever approached you at any point?
Has she ever
Even
apologized?
like, apologized at least.
Yeah.
I will say no. And why am I saying no? When I was working in Kericho at some point, there's a popular radio station that really focuses on women anyway. I don't want to go much into details about it.
It does.
My story was there. That was back in 2015, I think 2015, 2016. It was the lady claiming that she had an affair with someone, wakapata mtoto, and the guy never cares, and he threatens her, and akona kazi kubwa sana. So nili unasikizanga a story. I was at my work station, you kiendelea story. You know, skizanga story and you can connect easily some things, but you're like, anyway, shit happens. Sikumaliza 2 hours, I got a call from FIDA that I'm an irresponsible father, I don't know what.
So she had your child?
That is something I've never known up to date.
Was she pregnant?
What?
When
She claimed she was pregnant by them. Yes, I hear she has a child. I have never met her or even seen her.
maybe,
Why? When did she say she was pregnant?
During now after sasa amenichoma. That's when our story born inakuja.
What?
Of which my parents pushed even for a DNA ifanye. We had no issues. We would have taken care of the kid. You know,
but she knew what she was doing.
Exactly.
And the reason why she banned you, actually, she was so mad because she's losing someone actually who loves her.
Of course she's losing someone, but is that how well you can handle
We
the
have
situation?
toxic people. We have people like
Meaning she meant that if she cannot be
she
with
cannot
you,
have you, you could never have somebody else.
yes, nobody will have you.
And then she could get away. She could get away to
That's
even
sad.
to a point of cheating on you in your own house.
Exactly.
Huyu ni mse anajua.
I think I overallowed. I
Yeah,
overdid things.
I think
That's despise.
Yeah.
That's
That
the perfect definition of
and that is
despise.
taking advantage of someone, of which a lot of people are taking advantage of it, which hata ipasi kuwa kwa any of.
But either way, we need to hear her side of the story.
Yeah, by the way.
We need to hear.
Sure you can. If you get her, I would love also to.
Because again,
Do you think
see,
she can even tell her story? Do you think she can? After doing this,
I don't think.
after doing this, she is okay. Actually, personally, I wouldn't want to hear part of the story because she is okay, right? She is okay. She can't be compared to what she did. It can never be compared to what she did.
She never got any injuries.
She didn't. And now when I got that call from FIDA, I had to use my channels. I had friends from a certain law firm. So they followed up the issue to a point of now. We almost now sued FIDA, but I told them mimi sitakangi maneno mingi. Wacha ikae hivi, wacha ikae hivyo. Last year,
I'm sorry to interrupt. What is FIDA?
federal is something of women. It's a lawyer's thing which involves.
It's a way that men are kept on check for responsibility issues. Yeah, especially in terms of children.
Yeah.
If you sired a child, you don't want to take care of them. FIDA comes in
Exactly.
and they help the lady to get the man to take
It's a
accountability.
women lawyers or something.
Yes.
So last year, just actually after my 3rd surgery, that is around September, someone texted me on Messenger, Facebook Messenger. I'm not a fan of
Social.
Okay, I'm a fan of social, but there are things that I do on social na zingine I do. Like going to Messenger and chatting people, no. Getting to inboxes, no. Now this one was very unique. So I opened the message. and then someone had called me my Kaushagu name.
Mm.
So this is when you realize you ni mtu anakujua sana. So I responded back, hi, how are you doing? I'm doing well. So I was tempted now to go to check the profile. So the profile pic didn't give me much details. So I had now to scroll uangalie what they post nini, and then I come across a picture of someone I know. It was her. So something was telling me continue this chat and be nice. Something was telling me explode. Something was telling me just ignore. So I'm in that situation whereby sijui what to do. Unfortunately, or kitu mzuri ka happen, I was at my cousin's place. She's a counselor. So I told her what is going on, and then she was like, sometimes it is good to keep hizo kuongea na huyo mtu hata kama inakuhata aje, itakupatia closure at some point. So I kept on kuchat.
Yes.
Then I go like, I miss you. And I'm like, what do you miss about me?